Welcome, dear listener, to another hopefully captivating episode of our vidcast, Awakening. Now what? Today, I invite you to embark with me on a profound alchemical journey, the core of inner transformation, the power to transmute fear into love. So go ahead, grab a cup of your favorite tea, nestle into a comfy space, and allow yourself to flow with the insights that await you. Are you ready? Take a deep breath, relax, and let us dive deep within. Fear is a companion we've all danced with throughout our lives. It presents itself in many forms, from worry and uneasiness to full-blown panic attacks. As humans, we are particularly apt to experience fear in complex and subtle ways. Anger, for example, is an emotional state that, when closely analyzed, is rooted in fear. Our ego, that marvelous storyteller, is constantly weaving narratives that give rise to our fears. Fear of rejection, fear of financial loss, fear of inadequacy, and so many more. But why does our mind insist in playing this fearful tune? It can feel as though we're living with a constant inner critic, an ever-watchful guardian that keep us from fully expressing our authentic selves and pursuing our deepest desires. If we step back and observe without judgment, we see that fear is hardwired into our beings from the moment we enter this physical existence. It's a primal biological survival mechanism, an alarm system that alerts us to potential threats, priming our nervous system for acting when danger looms. Think of encountering a snake in the wild. In an instant, its fear response activates, triggering the instinct of fight, flight, or freeze. Fear, in this context, is a lifesaver. However, humans possess extraordinary minds, capable of assessing complex situations with multiple variables and levels, projecting into the past and future, and constructing intricate narratives. When growing up, our minds create stories based on our personal childhood experiences and traumas, shaping our personalities, our belief systems, and influencing our perception of reality. In its quest to ensure our survival, our ego becomes a sophisticated operating system, guarding not only our physical bodies, but our very sense of self with unwavering diligence. It's a guardian that shields us not only from physical harm, but also from the emotional wounds that can arise in social interactions, such as rejection, abandonment, humiliation, betrayal, or perceived injustice. Now, let's delve into the key question. Why did our minds develop this intricate system to keep us safe? This is where the real self-inquiry begins. As usual, we begin by analyzing our ego. Our ego is in itself the part of us that sustains the idea of self, that is, of being someone. This means, by definition, that if we are someone, there are things we are not, so an intrinsic feeling of separation arises. Our ego will always feel separated from the rest of reality. As we shift our perspective and raise our consciousness, we discover that the ego is not just one facet of our multifaceted self. It's a mental tool designed to navigate the world. But there are other dimensions at play. This is not just theory, but an actual thing you can observe with practice. So let's engage in a brief introspection exercise. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and shift your focus of attention away from the egoic mind by paying attention to your hand. Feel it from the inside out. Feel into the sensations that comprise it. Now expand your awareness to encompass your entire arm. Feel the tingling, warmth, cold, or whatever it is that you experience. Notice how your perspective shifts. You no longer are fully absorbed in thought. There is an underlying awareness that can observe everything. a consciousness field on which every sensation, thought, and emotion comes and goes. The only thing that remains constant is your awareness. This eternal presence is a recognition of your own divinity, of the timeless, shapeless beingness that is your core true nature. It underscores the mystery of your existence, a magic often overlooked. You are here right now. Nothing else holds truer. Everything within your reality is an expression of divinity, an ongoing miracle. So often our minds normalize this profound reality. We construct stories to explain it away as if the laws of physics, biology, and the dynamics of societies somehow negate the wondrous nature of reality. But when we pause and cast aside these stories, when we tune into the present moment beyond the mind's narratives, we find ourselves in the midst of a miracle of creation, a mystery we call reality. Somehow, the entire universe conspired to allow this very moment to be, to enable you to listen to these words right now. So let's go back to our question again. Why do we have an egoic mind that makes us feel separated and experience fear at the core of our human existence? We have our bodies, our minds, and our emotions, but something deeper orchestrates the harmonious symphony of our being. Something is allowing everything to work together in such a way that you are able to be here right now. Our ego aims to protect and preserve the self in order to facilitate your current existence as a human being. It operates from a place of separation because it's what we need to navigate in the physical world. Like playing a video game, you need an avatar that allows you to interact with your surroundings and have fun with it. So, despite its sometimes antagonistic role, the ego seems to operate from a place of love, wouldn't you say? It's essential to recognize this underlying intention. And if the ego is acting from a place of love, what does that tell us about fear? This shows us that the perceived dichotomy and opposition between love and fear is not really true. On the contrary, fear rises from love, like a gift of creation to give us a sense of survival to navigate this human life. Here's where the spiritual alchemy begins to unfold. When we shed the light of awareness on fear, we come to understand that it isn't separate from love. It springs from the same source. With this realization, we can transcend fear. The heart, often referred to by mystics as the philosopher's stone, possesses the power to transmute fear into the precious gold of love. So, if love is at the core of even fear itself, could it be that love is an underlying force behind all reality? In spiritual traditions, the heart is often depicted as the center of our being. Anahata, the heart chakra in ancient Eastern traditions, sits between the 3 lower and 3 upper chakras, acting as a bridge between the physical and the spiritual. The heart is considered the great harmonizer, uniting all aspects of ourselves. Much like our physical heart sets the rhythm of life and breathes vitality into our bodies, love synchronizes and fuels our thoughts, emotions, and actions. You don't have to earn your own love. It is truly unconditional if you allow it to be. The more we develop self-love, kindness, and compassion, the easier it is to be at ease, to find inner peace, and enjoy life as it is. Awareness is the key. We cannot change what we are unaware of. So we must embark on the journey of deep reflection, mustering courage to cast light upon our fears, to see what we don't want to see, and face ourselves intimately. Through that understanding, we gradually shift our perspective to a higher consciousness. With heightened awareness, we see the bigger picture and reconnect with the love that underlies all of reality. We begin to perceive that all dualities, including fear and love, work in tandem to create our existence because creation itself is an act of love. The distorted love of power, born from an ego with lower awareness, dissolves when it recognizes that a part of oneself is in all others, transforming into the genuine power of love. If creation is intrinsically an act of love, we can begin to reestablish the basic trust in life, the one the ego forgets during its formation as a natural consequence of believing itself to be separate. To know that deeper aspects of ourselves are in tune with all creation, we must open ourselves to the profound truth that we are not really separate from our environment, from one another, from our planet, or from the cosmos. All exists within the same field of consciousness, and your ability to experience them is proof of this interconnectedness. Whatever you can think of, touch, feel, or sense in any way is connected to you. Otherwise, how else could you perceive it? In our upcoming episode, we'll explore the intriguing concept of authenticity. We'll take a closer look at what it truly signifies and why it holds a significant place in spiritual discussions. Until then, dear listener, remember to tap into this basic trust. Know that on a deeper level, reality is working for you, not because you did something to deserve it, not because you had to accomplish something great, but because you exist. And creation is an act of love. Perhaps this world is a playground, a realm that allows for your growth, learning, and the awesome journey of self-realization. Through this journey, you discover that it was you all along, the deeper you, the one creating it all. So don't be afraid of fear, and trust that you are capable of love for a reason. As within, so without, and as above, so below.